Southampton tomorrow in the FA Cup look, against a team that, let's be honest, in the past two games, I feel they've had relative success against us. Obviously, everyone remembers the time at the London Stadium, the 3-2 injuries had played in, the two centre-backs in terms of the partnership. But I feel off the back of that win against Wolves, an improvement in performance consistently, individual performances as well up in the levels, I'm hoping that instills a bit of confidence and momentum going into this game. But the big talking point is, of course, about who West Ham are going to play. I guess I could get onto how West Ham are going to play, but I think people look at this as a chance to rotate slightly, and it's about getting a balance. Naturally, of course, it is. It's about West Ham still showing ambition in this competition. I think we should still go relatively strong. But I look at players like Antonio, I look at players like Soucek, and if West Ham can offer rest to those players, even Lanzini maybe, I think we should take the opportunity to do so. I really do. Antonio, for me, is the big one. If Moyes wants to put Soucek into the side to be stronger against transitions from Southampton, I could understand that. However, I do feel that with Antonio, given the build-up of games that are about to come around this corner regarding the league, the Europa League, and knowing that he's going to be a focal point for the Europa League games, I do think we should take the opportunity to drop him and give him a bit of a rest. And Vlasic is the obvious choice for me at false nine. Again, I think we are. People play around with this idea because, let's be honest, it's not conventional. It isn't. But Vlasic's physical attributes, I think his ability to hold the ball up, we've seen his quality in terms of driving at players. It gives us an energetic front four that is probably more of a like for like in terms of hold up with Antonio than we're used to with other players. So that's why I can see him coming into this team. And I think if you're looking at the number 10 as well with regard to Lanzini, and this is the thing, in a game week where West Ham were possibly only playing one game, I would have said, to be honest, I'd play Lanzini. I think he's perfect. We saw him on Sunday in terms of offering himself, keeping possession. I feel he's press-proof as well. He can play in deeper areas. He can play in more advanced areas in the final third. If this becomes a game of West Ham allowing Southampton to have possession and hurting them on the counter and using the space they leave, I think Lanzini would be perfect. However, if Ben Rama can show that same, and he isn't the same player, but I do believe he's got the attributes to drop deep, to pick up the ball and drive into space. If he can show quality in those transitions, so I do think that's going to be a key part of this game. And just a variability in terms of movement when he's in that number 10. And I do think he's better in the number 10, then I think we'll have success. I genuinely do. I think there's energy there in terms of driving on the counter with the likes of Fornals, Bowen, Vlasic and Ben Rama to really hurt Southampton. And the way that Southampton are probably going to play in this game, and we'll get on a little bit to how they've played against us previously, they are going to get on the ball. They are going to try and press high. They are going to commit bodies forward. But in particular, they're going to commit the fullbacks really high and really wide, which invariably means that West Ham have got to have two hard-working, wide attacking midfielders. Hence why Fornals for me is in there, and hence why Bowen's in there for me. Not just in terms of offensive quality, but defensively. But equally in terms of the space that they leave. You look at someone like Jarrod Bowen and the way that Southampton will be stretched without the ball if they lose it in high areas. Again, you look at Ben Rama to drive with it, Vlasic as well as a ball carrier. There's a real chance for West Ham to be lethal on the counter-attack, and I hope that we really take advantage of that. Now, in terms of West Ham's quality and really showcasing that, I feel that we have to be effective and quick when we've got the ball. And it's so easy to say and it's so simplistic to say, but having watched us against Southampton in the last game, I just felt that when West Ham got the ball, the breakdown in play, the opportunity to allow Southampton to have the ball, and what we've seen recently and what we've seen pretty much all season is that West Ham will concede ground in the midfield areas at times, and they'll get back into their shape and they'll set themselves. And so you don't really want a game where you're inviting Southampton to get on the ball with the energy of the likes of Ward-Prowse, the two centre forwards as well, how hard they're willing to work. You don't want to give them too many opportunities. So I think quality in possession is a real key part. And of course, when I speak about Ben Rama, his ability to retain the ball as well is crucial. Now, in terms of the game and how I see it going, the key point for me is it going to be a game where Southampton invite West Ham to get on the ball? And in which case, they're going to be comfortable in the fact that they feel that they can press us, that they can hurt us. And that, of course, will mean that the likes of Declan Rice, Ben Rama if he's in the 10, Fornals, those attacking midfielders and Rice will have to drop deep and pick up the ball and be comfortable enough in possession to play through Southampton. There'll be an emphasis on that. And the change in the tweaking formation that I saw on Sunday was really impressive for our build-up play. Of course, that changes when you're going with a 4-2-3-1, which is, I think, what West Ham will revert to. But nonetheless, I feel that a slight tweak in that system, it still gives us the attacking midfielders to hurt Southampton, but it gives us the opportunity to build and progress the ball. So that's something that I would like to see. And I think that's something that West Ham definitely have to adapt to. I wonder whether Moyes thinks, okay, do we relinquish possession? Do we allow Southampton to have the ball instead? Do we make this a game, a counter-attacking game? And when you look at it historically, West Ham have been more effective against Southampton when we've given them the ball and when we've hurt them and when they've been naive as such, when they've committed too many bodies forward. The issue that I think that may present, whilst I feel that it could be West Ham's biggest opportunity, particularly if you've got the energy of Vlasic in that 9 and his ability to win his duels, I still think Southampton have shown a real intelligence, to be honest, to not be like that front forward team where they're committing too many bodies. And the way that they're able to get back into shape and the way that they're being able to be compact means that, again, like I say, West Ham are going to really have to rely on the quality in those transitions and being effective at keeping the ball. So it put pressure on us. So I think in both instances, West Ham have to show real quality. And it will be an emphasis on how good West Ham are in possession. However, I do think we've got a real opportunity in this game. The individual duels, I think, will be interesting for me to see, particularly if Vlasic starts, will be him and Salisu. And Salisu is a player that, again, I really, really like. I think he's quick. In terms of the air, he's dominant. And again, with Antonio last time out, we saw, to be fair to Salisu, I thought he got the better of him at points. So I think that's an interesting dynamic. And I wonder whether, because Vlasic is a false line, that he could maybe drop into deeper areas and drag him out of position. Maybe that will be a way of trying to combat against that. But I would hope West Ham aren't too naive in that sense to try and use Vlasic in the same way that we use Antonio. Whilst the profile, there are similar attributes, to go that full aspect of building through him and playing the ball, the direct ball into him, particularly in the air. I just wonder whether we can negate that a little bit and not make it too easy for Southampton. My team for Southampton is Areola in goal. Like I said, I'd go relatively strong. I'd keep the back four the same. I'd go Creswell on the left, Johnson on the right. Ideally, if Soufal was fit, it would have given us a great rotation option, in my opinion. I think you go Zuma and you go Dawson and you keep it strong there. Double pivot Rice, and I'd go Souček. Not what I would like. I just feel that Southampton's energy could be a real big factor. And I think Souček physically, and again, of course, it depends on the energy levels, but him being able to defend against Southampton in transition and to be able to be aggressive against them in winning the ball and turnovers, and we'll talk about Southampton committing men forward, it will give us a chance. So I think from a tactical point of view, it would make sense. From an energy point of view, you play Nobes. Okay. So, but I'm looking at West Ham getting through and progressing. Left hand side, Fornals, number 10, Ben Rama. On the right hand side, Jared Bowen, and my false line is Nikola Vlasic. But let me know your team in the comment section. I appreciate these videos are a bit spitballing and trying to come up with ideas and different permutations. But listen, I hope we can get through tomorrow. I think we win the game 2-1. I think we nick it via a set piece, but I think there are moments of quality in the final third. And I think if Moyes decides to twist, that movement could hurt Southampton if they're out of shape. And I hope so. And I guess from an energy perspective, just to end on it, I think Ben Rama to come in for Manu, given he didn't play in the last game. Vlasic, very similar. I think that could be the right injection of energy. And I think it'll be players that are looking to prove themselves and get themselves back into that first team. I think whilst you've also got that, you've got players in Fornals and Bowen that we know work hard, and undoubtedly, particularly with Jared Bowen in that final third, could have real quality. So if it did come to a point where Vlasic did feel isolated, of course you can rely on Jared Bowen's positional sense to come central and give him other options. So I am positive, I am optimistic. Tough game nonetheless, but I think we do nick it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the West Ham Way if you're watching and you are new. Check out the Patreon account, check out the West Ham Way website. Now all the plugins over, take care, and look, fingers crossed we get through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.